guys! Welcome to the adventures.
Oh, what an adventure it is.
To say welcome to the driver's lounge. So,
Yeah.
we're going to get into some more trucker talk. That's what we're good at. So, question for you. What's your favorite truck?
I'd say it'd have to be a Volvo.
A Volvo. Well, I'm going to go with a cab over.
See, you try to stuff all your goodies in a cab over. That would be
It
quite
might be
something.
Yeah, it might be difficult. Yeah, I am kind of extra. You guys know that we're known for making our truck into a tiny house and living it, or I could say even a micro house, a micro tiny house, because it's little tiny once you put two people living inside of a semi. And so recently we were asked this question. We're like, we've driven a lot of trucks. We should evaluate this and really think about this. And so we have driven over 100,000 miles of each one of these category trucks as team drivers. So we've driven International, Freightliner, Volvo, and Kenworth. We decided we would kind of focus it in on to a sleeper and what we thought was best and we have liked overall as being team drivers. And if you get to pick, what we would recommend if we were solo drivers. And so we'll go with teams first. And so Volvo is going to be our top pick for team drivers for many, many reasons. And we're going to be a little bit picky about not just a Volvo.
I think the nicest truck, it had 1 million miles on it, but it was a 2014 and we started driving it in maybe 17, 18, and it had airbags in the front, airbags all over. It was just a really nice, comfortable ride with a Cummins in it.
That thing could pull a hill.
It was.
You could outpull anyone.
It was definitely a good running truck. And then if we moved into the Internationals, which I think the first new one we had was maybe in 2018.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of mechanical problems with that. Fuel injection, fuel system, starter, just a plethora of problems with the 826 engine.
And we started out team driving in a Freightliner, and it was just like an average truck. No heavy complaints, no extra perks. So it's going to be kind of down the middle. And now we are in a Kenworth, and it is definitely a smooth riding truck. It does idle very loud and has a little bit more engine noise, but the ride is really smooth. So when it comes to ride, that's counting for behind the steering wheel, steering mechanisms, pulling, all that stuff. And then also if you happen to be sleeping in the truck, in the ride of the truck from the sleeper berth. So yes. So the top pick is still going to be the Volvo, because overall consistency from the driver's seat and the sleeper at the same time equals that's the best truck. Miss Willow, please, honey. She's wanting all the attention. And then what's going to have to be your second pick? For drive, just drive.
Probably as far as comfort goes, I would say the Freightliner would probably have to be next in line. We haven't driven a Peterbilt. I wouldn't think it would be a whole lot different as far as the 579 platform, different than this. It may have some different suspension. And
I'm going to have to vote for just ride comfort is Kenworth. Is most comfortable in the driver's seat over Freightliner and riding in the bed. But let's get into living space though.
Living space.
That's gonna be. International's coming dead last, you guys. You already figured that out. You guys have known that for years from us.
As far as dependability and ride, definitely not good.
Yeah. So living space and building off of the driving components, Volvo's still gonna get the top pick. The bunk is a little bit more spacious. They're
big refrigerator.
Yeah, their cabinets, their doors and hinges, things like that, are made a little bit more sturdy, and they
don't rattle quite as much.
Yeah, storage, there is up front storage and storage in the back. There's a lot of storage. And we really like the model that has the table, and we made a Murphy bed table combination in it, and it worked really nice. It really allowed some spacious living and better organization, and then you top that with the smooth ride. That's why Volvo is going to get our top pick for team drivers. For spaciousness, funny enough,
International would probably be second, because they have really thought out storage. They have thought out a lot of storage everywhere, but you have to take the cabinet doors off unless you just want to listen to them rattle all the time.
Yeah. The hardware components are really cheap and they break, and so even the drawer in the little table above the refrigerator, after time, it like jiggles like crazy. And I've seen so many that literally had like the front of the drawer ripped off because they're just made cheaply. And so take off most of the doors and things like that. You guys know we made our truck really adorable with some wallpaper, and it really, functionality was really, really smooth. So it was definitely spacious, but when you pair it together, because International drive-wise is on the bottom, then we're gonna have to put
and maybe for their 26, 27 models, maybe they've done some changes. I know they were changing to a Scania motor instead of an International 826. I believe the production of that stopped in last year, I believe.
Okay.
But if this fly is giving me a hard time. If they would do something with their ride situation, I would say with the Scania motor, and it would be something to look at.
It'd be interesting to ride in one.
Yeah.
And take one for a ride. And then it comes to the Freightliner. It had just fine storage, and it was spacious enough. And now that we drove early into us team driving, and so that was really before we completely go as far as what we do as living in the truck.
A Freightliner to drive that was a brand new Freightliner, and we were in some heavy rain, and it had computer issues. So I know they have since moved those computers inside, but it still seems like that is a big problem with the Freightliners.
Yeah, so the Freightliner, honestly, I would probably put it in second place right behind the Volvo, because it still had a smoother ride and storage was nice and things were made a little bit more durable. And I know if it comes down to a price point, Freightliner is going to be a little bit cheaper on that price point. And so you guys are probably shocked, because you guys know we do love our Kenworth quite a bit. But what puts the Kenworth behind the Freightliner is when it comes down to the spaciousness in the cab. And you guys, this cab is really, really little. We are not big people, and we're constantly bumping our arms. We can't like get in between the seat. It's a fight. It is infuriating, to say the least.
If you were a solo driver in the Kenworth, I'd say you'd probably be quite happy.
So if we had to be solo drivers, Kenworth would be our number one truck. Just because overall comfort and luxury, it is higher. But two people, it's very small to have two people living in, and so that's why. So that's like our breakdown of trucks that we would recommend. Again, we have over 100,000 miles living in these trucks.
In each different one, yeah.
Yeah, and so we do feel like we are able to give a good, firm opinion on these things. But you guys, we want to encourage you most of all, make your truck into a home, make it into comfort. These things do matter. So if you happen to be in the situation that the boss lets you pick your truck, or you're buying a truck, we hope this gives you some thought behind it and some to consider what's important to you. And yeah.
I will say we had a T880 for a short time while we were waiting for this one. I think we put like 70,000 miles on that. And it ran really good. It was set up to be a heavy haul tractor, but then again, the inside of it had the mid-roof, and this bunk was like down here, so when we're trying to eat, you had to put your head down.
All of those things make a big difference in the end.
Yeah, you might be able to tolerate some of it for a while, but in the long term, it does wear on you.
Yeah, and if you get to add in a valued opinion, make sure that your bus does not cheap out and give you the lowest seat option possible. Even if you have to pitch in some of your own money, guys, seriously, do it, because it will be worth it. Like, sitting in a cheap seat in a truck all the time it's not going to make you want to be able to stay in the truck. But we hope this is encouraging to you guys. We hope that it is insightful, and we would like to know, what is your favorite truck? What trucks have you been in? What gets your top vote and what gets your last vote?
And if you've been in one of the new Internationals with the Scania motors, let us know. I'm kind of curious about that, but just leave your comments down below, and we'll sift through them and see what we come up with.
All right, guys, stay safe and enjoy the adventures.
Bye.